Hello, my beautiful friends. Welcome back to a day in my life running my cute little gift shop and art studio called the Owl's Nest Studio. If you're new here, my name is Melanie, aka the Swimming Owl, and I'm a full-time mixed media artist, and I just really love bringing my own little whimsical worlds to life through my artwork and my illustrated coloring books. So come spend this cold, snowy, windy day with me in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan inside my cozy little shop. So let's go ahead and step inside, welcome in, and let's get set up for our day. So first things first, let's go ahead and turn on some lights and take off some of this heavy winter gear and get settled in for a cozy day in the studio. So let's take off this winter coat and immediately switch over to a cozy sweater because it is quite cold in this studio in the middle of winter. With those big windows in front, while they also let in a lot of warm sunlight, they also let in a lot of cold wind. So I've got little heaters running in here and I have to wear plenty of cozy layers while in here. We're gonna turn on the fairy lights because, ambience. Everyone comments on how much they love all of the fairy lights and the cozy vibe that they give, so I try to make sure I've got plenty of those. I would have even more if I could afford it. And if you are peeping my super dirty floors right there, don't you worry, we're gonna mop those up in just a few minutes as well too. You gotta get all that salt off of the floor. But first, let's switch over to some cozier shoes and not have to wear our winter boots all day long. And then I'm gonna tuck those winter boots inside my little bathroom that you're gonna see me walk into here. That's just a bathroom for me, it's not open to the public. So it's just a little space where I can also put things out of sight. Alright, and then let's go ahead and officially open our doors for the day. The first thing I need to do though is clean the salt out of the doorway and then make it look like I'm actually open by sweeping the snow off of my little doorstep area here and away from the main entrance. If you don't do this, it looks like nobody's inside, so we're also going to make it a little safer. So I sweep that off and I usually put a little bit of salt out on the walkway. And then I put my cute little open sign out that I made myself. I wish it were a little bit larger, but that's a project for another day. For now, it does the job. Clean my boots back off and flip around the little open sign in my actual door. I'd love to get a neon open sign one of these days, but for now, that's doing the job. And then as promised, let's clean these salty, gross floors. This is a daily task, and honestly, it almost needs to be done twice a day, but I don't do that. So for now, we're gonna mop this up and make them look a little bit cleaner. This is just the way life is when you live in the Upper Peninsula in the middle of winter. You gotta clean those floors. And here you just saw my power go out. I popped a breaker on this wall. So the owner, so sorry, they had to come and fix that for me in another little bit here. So I wasn't able to make my tea for the day right away. But right now I'm just unpacking my bag, unpacking my food and snacks for the day, as well as my iPad, which is what I use to play music in the studio. I have a little curated list of music I've put together that plays all day long in here. And then once I get those little things unpacked, I'm going to switch over to my studio table and we're gonna get to work on some things that need to be done today. Luckily, I had quite a bit on my to-do list today. Ended up being a very good thing because I was able to keep quite busy even though I only had one person stop in my little shop all day long. And that's just the way it is running a very small shop in a very small town in the middle of winter. Luckily, even if I don't have a single soul stop into my space, my online store is always open and I'm still creating work and taking care of admin tasks while I'm in here. So it always feels like I'm doubling up on my productivity when I can be in here creating and making work with the small chance that a shopper might also stop in. So the first thing on my list this morning was unpacking some new products that need to be labeled and then put out on display for sale. This is my best-selling little mug in here, and I keep just ordering one at a time because I'm a very small shop and I don't want to overdo it. And everything right now is kind of an experiment. This is my favorite glass with the straw and lid. I own like 3 of them and I wanted to have one in here as an experiment. and then one more mug. So like I said, I order in teeny tiny quantities for the most part for things like this because it's an experiment. I don't know what's going to go well right now in this space in my town. So I'm just trying things out and not getting too risky with the amounts that I order. Then my coloring books that I illustrate myself, those needed to be restocked. So I've been waiting quite a while for some of those. Next up, some greeting cards that I'm also kind of taking a chance on. I know greeting cards do really well in shops like mine in our town, so I'm going to stock up on a lot of these for spring and summer. I ordered these cards through a company called Gelato, which is a print-on-demand company, and I absolutely love the quality of these. I added my own logo and information to the back and kept the insides blank, but I had plenty of artwork that would work for greeting cards, and then I added some text to a couple of the designs, but I'm very excited to package those later. Next are some keychains that I made with a kit that I got from a TikTok shop. I have two things related to TikTok today. One are these keychains. I got the kit for free in exchange for making a video, and then I ended up having so much fun with it that I made a ton of them and realized they could actually be something that I put in my shop since I have no investment in these other than my time, and I figured that'd be another fun experiment, see how they go. So I priced them really reasonably, and I'm just going to put these out as a fun little gift someone could pick up. Then the other thing I need to make today is a TikTok video for some paints that were also sent to me in exchange for a video by the company called Meeden. You'll see that at the end of the video. First, let's go ahead and label everything that I brought in today. I put little labels on the bottoms of the mugs and cups along with price tags, and then I make little handmade price tags to put on everything else. I don't have like a pricing gun or anything like that. Like I said, tiny shop, so I'm doing everything pretty much by hand. So I'm just going to put prices on the backs of all of these, and then we'll go ahead and step out onto the floor as if this is some giant space. We're just going to go put these on my display tables and shelves and try to find a home for them by shuffling things around. I have a lot of wish list items that I'd love to get to put in here to create better displays, but again, as I've said in my other videos, talking about my space here, I'm not investing a ton of money into this because it is an experiment, and I have about 7 months left of my contract on the rental in this space, and there's a possibility I'll extend it for another year if the owners are up for that and I'm up for it. Who knows? I don't know right now, and so I don't want to buy a bunch of furniture that I may or may not have space for when my time is up in here. So we're just figuring it out in a way that works for now. Okay, so let's kind of shuffle things around on this little table right here. I'm going to move some bookmarks out and put my keychains in this bowl and then sprinkle some of them around on the table. This is something I've been trying where I don't put all of one item in one spot. I'll sprinkle it around in other areas of the space as well, just because your eye might be caught by it in another space and not just all in one bowl. I don't know, it's something I'm trying. So this is kind of what this looks like for now. Lots of color. I also changed this little table since the last time you guys have been in here with me. This bookmark display used to be over on my big shelf, but I decided to try it over by my little checkout counter with a few highlighted items on it, like stickers and journals and little giftable things. Alright, so now that those keychains and mugs and cups are out of the way, I'm going to work on these greeting cards. They need to be folded, put with their envelopes, and then put into some sleeves to protect them. And I spent a long time working on this day. It was a task that took me quite a while. And these cello sleeves are partially to blame because they are just a little bit too small for these cards to fit in here really nicely, so I was really struggling to get them in, but that's fine. So I didn't actually finish all of these cards this day. I took a break and decided they didn't all need to be packaged all at once. Then luckily the owner came by and he went into the other part of this building to pop the breaker back on so I could finally make my tea for the day and warm back up. So I took a little break to make my chai and give myself a little bit of a treat so that way I could go sit back down and package up even more of those greeting cards. Side note, because this building is so old, it doesn't like the electricity, doesn't like when I use little space heaters, plus the water heater, plus a hair dryer. Like, I can't double up on any of those things, so I have to remind myself to unplug something while running another like heating element type thing. So that's just something I'm figuring out, like what things it will let me do all at once and what it won't. Luckily the owners are my friends and they are very cool about it. Okay, back to work working on these greeting cards. I wanted to get this set right here done first. These are the 3 that I thought went together really, really nicely. They are watercolor animals that I've painted. And so I have a fox, a snowy owl, and a hummingbird. And I think they look so cute together. So I wanted to get plenty of these to kind of put together as a set. And I've got these for sale in my fair site as well for wholesale. And then I'll also have them in my online shop as well. I just think they're so beautiful. Look at these. I'm so proud of them. I have that fox artwork also framed as an art print in my shop right here, and it also is one of my best sellers. So I figured for sure that should also be a greeting card available in here as well. And also, just a sneaky little idea for anyone that wants an art print from an artist like me, but you want to be able to get it in a more affordable way. If you buy our greeting card, which is usually like a 5x7 size, and then just frame it, that's a really affordable way to get an art print from me. Just a fun, sneaky little idea for you. But really, it's not that sneaky either, because I know people like to save their greeting cards, and some people really do frame them as an art print after they've received it. So that's what I also love about these pieces of art that I've turned into greeting cards, is that it lives beyond just being a greeting card. Somebody can then enjoy the artwork afterwards by hanging it up, putting it in a frame, pinning it to a board, and it looks pretty, and it's, just a piece of happiness on the wall. So these cards, this one here is actually based off of a painting you guys have seen me paint in this studio. And so I scanned that in and turned it into an art print, but then also a greeting card by putting a little thank you lettering on it. Then this one is based off of another painting you've also seen me make in here. And I turned that into a thinking of you card. The painting on the right next to this one is also a thinking of you card. And then it was time to, again, find a home for these new cards in my shop. I would love to eventually have like a greeting card holder or like a wooden display that holds cards really nicely so that they're at more of like a tiered look so you can see several all at once. But for now, I don't have that. So we're gonna make it work with a little colorful box, the table here, and then the floating shelves above this table. I'll put 1 or 2 of the designs up there as well. And I'll rotate these out. I'll display these differently in the future, but for now this at least gets these cards out on display available for sale. And I think it works for now. It's not perfect, but we're learning, we're figuring it out. And then a little look at the stickers and cards up here on these little floating shelves. So after dealing with those greeting cards, I had 2 other tasks for the day. I had to get this Meeden acrylic paint video created for TikTok. This was another sample product that was sent to me in exchange for a video, so I needed to make a piece of artwork with those paints and get that scripted, created, and posted for the day. That took me about an hour to get that all finished up and posted. And then I desperately wanted to put in just a little bit of time on my next coloring book that's coming out in April 2026. In case you're watching this way in the future, I wanted to get at least a little bit of work done on one of the pages. So this next book that I am putting out is going to be a book that celebrates the 4 seasons: spring, summer, fall, and winter. I'm very excited about this book. So I really wanted to get at least 1 page wrapped up for that book today. This page here is kind of a little market stand, and I think this is the summer page. So I'm really excited to create a page with a theme and then redo it for each season in the book. It's going to be really cute and really fun. So if you like coloring books, especially adult coloring books, keep an eye out for my next book coming in April. And if you want to see my other coloring books, they are always available in my shop as both printed copies or full digital downloads. So you can actually find those below with my links if you're into coloring. And then, in case you didn't know, I also then color inside those books with you here on YouTube as well. So we do some really fun color alongs. Anyway, I have a big goal of getting this next book out by about the middle of April. So I really need to get to work on this. So each time I'm in the studio, I'm going to try to do as much work on these pages as I can because they are completely hand-drawn by me. I do not use any robots to create the artwork. It's just me. So that's about all I had time for this day in my studio. This was a shorter day for me because it was my day to pick up my kiddo from school. And so that was it for today. It is time to close up the shop, bring in my sign, turn off the lights, and say ta-ta for now. And if you enjoyed this style of kind of day in the life with me in my shop and studio, please let me know in the comments below if you'd like me to keep creating more videos like these. Give it a like if you would, please. Subscribe if you haven't already. This channel is all about my life as a mixed media artist pretty much, and we also make a lot of artwork together. So I hope to see you again real soon in the next one. But until then, I hope you make a lot of really peaceful, happy, colorful art, and I'll see you again real soon.